get a thinner slab or to try to get them more regulated, they're slats from Blondes. I don't have any over here, but Miss Wiley has some, so anytime we need them, we can borrow them. You're gonna take, for this particular project, I want it to be about the thickness of 2 Blonde slats. So after you get your clay wedged and you've got it kind of in a thick pancake, you're gonna lay it on here, or you can go ahead. This clay is kind of dry, so it's probably not gonna stick to this. If it might, because it's thin. We'll find out as I do it, so I'll tell you which way to go from there. So you're going to take 2 slats and lay out on each side. And you might not want to poke yourself with them. I'm gonna poke Natalie's foot. And you're just gonna start rolling, and what's gonna happen is as you start rolling thinner, these are gonna stop your roller from going down to any thinner than this right here. So you're just gonna start rolling this out and hitting Natalie. And anytime, again, that you are rolling out a slab, if you didn't wedge your clay well, there'll be air pockets, and I can see one here and one here, so I'm gonna kind of stab into those and try to squish those out a little as I'm working. There might be one right there. Because for this particular project that we're going to do, I feel like half an inch clay is going to be too thick. So that's why we're doing it this way. And I want to make sure that I'm trying to roll my clay down to the thickness of this, but I'm rolling my rolling pin over this so it gets to that thickness. It's like it's right there, but it's still a little high right here, so I'm going to keep pushing it out. And if your clay starts going into it, just move it out a little. But if you put one on each side, it should ensure that each side is the same thickness. So this is getting fairly close to what I'm looking for. So now, I'm going to take my circles and kind of lay them out. And see, I'm only going to be able to fit 2 on here. But then I just take one of these ballpoint pens. Kind of give myself an idea of where I'm going to be doing this. Then I'm going to cut these out, which I've already showed you how to cut out the clay, but with circular stuff, it's a little bit easier if you kind of go like this and cut off the extra and then go back and clean up the circular part. This clay, it's a little drier than normal, but it's actually a pretty good stiffness to be working on this. So I want to double check before I start cutting it out to the circle and make sure it's going to come off there okay. Then I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. Then I'm going to go back and start cleaning up these edges, because it's easier to cut a straight line with this than to try to round the whole thing. So take off as much as you can straight first, so it'll be easier to cut off these little curves, so you don't cut half your circle off trying to get a good nice curve to it. Once you're finished with all of them, you've got all these cut marks and goobers here. I want you to go back and smooth those and clean that down as much as you can and make that look nice and smooth. Do that on both sides, because when we're finished with these, you'll be able to see both sides. Try to make it look as close to an even circle as you can. And then again, you're going to want to put down one of the boards from over there, wet paper towel, clay, wet paper towel, cover the whole thing in plastic bags. So let's say that I had already done both of these, pretend that I did this one, and I've got all this extra clay. I'm gonna take that, because I've only got enough for 2 circles. I'm gonna take that, re-wedge it, roll it out with my rolling pin to get my 3rd one. And if I still have another space, team up with somebody else, and instead of wasting that clay, cut out another one and give it to somebody else, okay? These will go back to Miss Wiley's room. Everything else is over here, and I'll have these sitting back on the back counter over there. So that's all for this one. That's what